Good morning, everyone. I hope you have your cup of coffee or hot tea with you or your other drinks, whatever your cold drinks. We want to just say thank you for coming on with us every Monday morning. And we are the Mavens of Motivation, and this is Monday Morning Motivations. So I'm Carol Henderson. I have Life by Design. I help you design your life to make it so much more wonderful. And I have lots more on that. But first, let me introduce you to my co-host, Miss Barbara Ellison.
Well, good morning, Miss Carol Henderson. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. I'm great. It is a beautiful day.
It is. And you can tell by my background that I've decided that I'm on vacation. Anyways, my name is Barbara Ellison, and I am the founder of the Wellness Playroom. Because wellness is about so much more than just not being sick. It's about being the best ever version of you. Being motivated and being strong and being energetic and all of those things. But so much of it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So much of it is mental attitude. And just because you are not on, you might be still sitting in front of your computer at a 9-to-5 job or doing something else that you might not be having a particularly great day. But you can still trick your mind into thinking that you are on vacation, which is where my virtual background comes from. Find the thing that relaxes you, that feeds your soul. Because so much of what happens to us is how we handle what happens to us. So that today we're going to talk about empathy. And, it's something I think that we all look for. We want people to be nice to us. We want people to sympathize with us. However, are we ourselves? Do we have for ourselves empathy to others? And do we have empathy for ourselves? Oh, it's huge. It is huge. And that is one of our weakest things that we ever do as human beings. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Well, and Barbara's usually the one with the statistics, but I have one for you. When something happens to you, you have a choice. And 10% of what happens to you is what happens. 90% is how you perceive it and how you react to it. Your child spills milk. We always hear don't cry over spilled milk, but your child spills milk. Do you allow it to ruin your day? Or do you clean it up and smile and say, it's okay. We've all done this. It's not a big deal. And if you're the child and you've spilt your milk, so to speak, and somebody yells and rails at you, do you take it and let that 10% affect your life? Or do you go, oh, I made a mistake. I won't do that again. And go on and bless that person, bless yourself, and move on from it. But that is a total statistic that 90% of it is your choice. 90%. So,
and then I will add one little statistic to that. That process that Carol just took you through, that, hey, it happened. That process of changing it from that negative to that positive takes 7 seconds or less. 7 seconds.
It's a choice.
That fact. It's a choice. And we choose things all the time. Ooh, you're standing in your closet. Do I want to wear a frilly blouse or do I want to wear a conservative blouse? Oh, you make a decision.
Well, and for me, they're all getting too big.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell. I put on a pair. I need to do laundry. Let's start with being authentic here. I need to do laundry. So this morning I went in and I went, oh brother, I really do. I need to go buy laundry. I mean, to buy laundry. Yeah. I need to do
That's
laundry.
got bad trouble.
Yes, yeah. But I do need to do laundry. So I put on a pair of my cutoffs that I haven't worn in, oh brother. They used to be tight on me. They are literally falling off me. I am so excited. I do still have them on because you can't go out naked. But but it was like, oh wow. And these used to be tight on me. And I mean, they are like inches
Yes.
way
Yes,
too big. So,
exactly.
so let's brag on that.
That's where so much of my closet is right now. I was thinking today, I thought I need to go through and all these things that were my favorites last summer, I need to give away. And actually talked to a friend of mine. She's married to a surgeon, and she posted the other day about losing so much weight and that she had to go shopping. And she said, I guess I'm just going to box these up and donate them. And I have another friend who owns a bed and breakfast, but it's also this big wedding venue with the staircases, and they built it from scratch. They actually lived in a travel trailer on their property while they built this beautiful mansion. And so anyway, she started a group. She's actually married to our police chief. She started a group online that it's all free and it's all household items. And you cannot put anything up there for charge. Everything is free. If, like, say, if Barbara wanted something I had, she would have to pay the shipping.
Right.
But other than that, it's free. And so I told this friend, I said, we should do this with clothes, because and it started out like, what size are you getting rid of? Because
right.
she's a little smaller than I am. And so I'm like, oh, yes, I could use those sizes. So anyway, so I said, we should start a page and just let everybody put things up and everything for a community of people, because her clothes are beautiful. I like her style a great deal.
Exactly.
And, so I mean, why not? Why not? I think too often in this country, and I know I'm on a bunny trail here, but I think too often in this country, we go out and buy new rather than repurposing something that might even be a better quality. Say you have a friend that shops at Neiman Marcus,
yes,
and you shop at Walmart. Okay, would it not be better to wear something they're getting rid of than something new that will wear out quickly, because the quality is different and it's typically more lasting and more classy.
When I have to admit, when I was in corporate America, I shopped at the thrift shops, because just for that reason, because people repurpose stuff. And it is just absolutely amazing, the things that people, like, I remember one time, and garage sales, our town, my town this weekend just had a huge town-wide, there was over 75, I don't live in a
That
big
is
town,
so cool
but there was 75 garage sales. And people just, it's just because one person's junk is another person's treasure.
And people get rid of things not because it's junk. It's just that they
don't need it. They don't want it anymore. They've changed directions. They've changed styles. They've changed whatever.
Changed jobs.
Or changed.
How many people are no longer going to an office, even in corporate America?
They don't need corporate clothes.
They need the blue jeans on the bottom and a decent top or something like that for Zoom calls. But even when I had my modeling agency, one of the trips I would do with my teen board, I had a teen board that met every week, and I taught them life skills and different things, even things that used to be taught in home ec, but it isn't anymore. But one of the things I did was teaching them wardrobing, how you can make 70 outfits with 10 pieces, and they're all different. I mean,
it is do a class.
We should do a class, because that right there, I used to teach that a great deal, both at the college level and at the modeling level. But anyway, I would take them and we would go to the Goodwill, for example. And I told them that they would get a prize, that, for whoever got the most outfits out of the pieces. And the girls had a blast. And one of the girls who wore like designer shoes to high school, okay, these $300 and $500 shoes to high school, that's where she would get them. And she fessed up to the other girls about it. But the cool thing is, the women, one day when we went, they let each of the girls take their outfits at no charge. One outfit, one set of pieces. If they wanted more pieces, they could get, but they got one outfit for free. And I got the most beautiful, that trip. It was one of those wind trips, but it was a blazer, because I used to wear a lot of blazers and I still love them, but I've worn all of them out. So I need to go shopping again. But it was a blue linen blazer, almost new. I don't remember if the tags were on it or if it just, you could tell that it had been worn once or twice. I don't remember. $1, y'all.
Yes.
and that's all that it was on the rack for. They gave it to me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I go to Goodwill, and I have no problem with that, because I have bought brand new designer that still have the tags on.
Yeah.
At Goodwill for $3 or $4 or $5.
Yes. I have a friend that used to do that in Dallas all the time. All the time.
I'm going to tell on my sister and I. She's the same way. It's like, why not? Let's try it. So we drove from Montreal, Canada, down to, we were during the winter, and we were driving down to Florida. Well, we kind of did our trip, and everywhere that we went, we stopped and I said, oh, I wonder if there's a Goodwill here, because every area is different.
Yes.
This is totally a rabbit trail, but it does come under empathy. Forgive yourself if you're sitting here looking and you shop at Goodwill. It's a good thing, and somebody's trying to beat you up for doing it.
And don't let people or yourself tell you it's not.
It's cool. But anyways, on this trip to Florida, we stopped at, let's see if there's a Goodwill. And our husband, Lauren just kind of, because it was after David had passed away. And Lauren just said, oh yeah, fine. So he would sit in the car and he would read, and he had all his computer books to read. That was great. So Liz and I we went to Goodwills all through all the states that we went through, everywhere we stopped. Oh, let's go to Goodwill. Well, every area has different things. I bought a pair of jeans, brand spanking new, still had the tags on them. And now, except for the fact that they're way too big for me, I've worn them for 8 years, because they were brand new, tags still on, at a Goodwill. And I think we were in Georgia.
Mm-hmm. But even stores, they're all different, no matter where, all across the country.
Yeah. Because it's all regional.
Yeah, I've always loved to shop while I'm traveling, because then when I come home, I have things that people don't find here. And whether I'm shopping at a Goodwill or at a Neiman's, or Dillard's or whatever, you get what is in that area, and it may not be in yours.
Right, and that's what I like with me when I go to Montreal. Very different. Different influences of fashion and stuff, and and people will say, oh, where did you get that? Oh, in Montreal. And you can't get it around here. And it's always a fun thing. So that's why it's so, we've gone down this little rabbit trail, but it is having empathy for yourself too, is find something that suits you, and you have the choice of where to shop.
Yes.
And if you are on a limited budget, so what?
And don't beat yourself up for it.
And don't
beat yourself up for shopping at a high-end store or a little boutique.
Exactly. Or a little boutique. Yes.
Yeah. In fact,
because there's both sides of it.
Yeah, we have another friend that works in this very upscale boutique.
Very upscale. Cute place.
What's so cool is I was down there there were several, a group of us down there, and they opened it up privately for us and had a little wine party and stuff and shopping spree. And then we went across the
for dinner.
parking lot for dinner. And it was so much fun. And what surprised me is, even though it's a very upscale boutique, they had some deals. I mean, they had,
Yes.
what was it, $12.50 for a blouse or something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
so-
bought a couple of things.
yeah, just this whole rack of, get it while it's hot type stuff.
Yeah,
So
because
don't
they
let
wanted,
yourself, don't let
Yeah.
yourself be intimidated going into the boutiques or going
Yeah.
into the high-end stores. But that
they have sales.
tells me another little quick story that I've got to tell on my voice. They're down here in Dallas, or down here in Texas. They have a store called Lord and Taylor. It's a
Yes, we have Gordon Dallas.
a very upscale store.
Yes.
And my husband and I were in the store one time, and my boys were still in a stroller, as much for containment.
Right.
We had a twin stroller and we had 3 under 3. Well, they had hopped out of their stroller. I think they were in the stroller that day. I won't promise. But anyway, we had all 3 of them at the mall with us, which is dicey anyway.
Yes.
But we're in the store and we're looking at leather jackets. Okay. And Keith's talking about and trying some on and things like this, because at that time he was working in corporate America and traveling as
Right.
an area supervisor. So anyway, we turned around and the whole rack of leather coats, it's one of those big spirals of leather coats, starts going down. Okay. Now, I don't know if you've ever held a leather coat, but they're heavy. And when you have a whole spiral rack of leather coats, it is very heavy.
Yep.
And it starts leaning over and it crashes. And my boys were playing underneath it and had accidentally, and it's crashing down on them. And we're, and the gentleman came over, and it's kind of like, he didn't really say it, but he said it with his look and with his attitude. It's like, would you please get out of here? Didn't matter that we could have gotten a coat for all of them, but he just wasn't going to have it. And and forgive yourself, go on and laugh about it. I mean, it's
and go back and laugh about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad wherever you shop. But I want to say, don't try to shop at Lord and Taylor if all you can afford is Walmart.
Right.
Okay. Walmart has leather coats.
Yep.
They may be faux leather, but they still have they have good clothes. I mean, I pick up things there all the time.
Yeah.
But don't be out of your budget, because that's something that will come back to bite you in the backside. And so stay in your budget and don't lust after things you can't have. Now, to desire good things, to pray for good things, to pray for improvement. Yes. I mean, we're continually on a road to improve our businesses, to improve our incomes, because we are blessed to be a blessing.
Right.
Okay. That's why God prospers people, is so that they can bless other people.
Right.
Because we can only consume so much.
Right. Exactly.
I'm sorry, one person does not need to live in a 10,000 square foot house by themselves, or them and their husband. They don't need that much space. Now, if they entertain a lot, if they have reason to need that, it's one thing. But just to have it, and then, if you're like me, you get tired of dusting and cleaning areas you don't need.
Right. Exactly.
We have our whole party barn out across the driveway that we needed at one time when our boys were teenagers. We used it and it was full all the time with teenagers, and much better than being down here in the basement.
And you did ministries, and you did ministry things.
Yes. And so
Absolutely.
now it's kind of sitting. Of course, we did use it as a real barn after the snowpocalypse, and we had some chickens that were injured, and they had to be in hospital, so to speak. And so we are now in the process of getting it back to where we could do something out there. I think that time is coming soon that we'll be entertaining out there and doing things out there again,
Oh,
not to the level we did when we had 3 teenage boys and all
yes,
their friends and
exactly.
our assistants and doing photo shoots out there. I mean, we would bring photographers and the makeup artists and all my staff, and we'd stay here for a weekend or a week doing photo shoots daily.
Right.
And so there was a place for everybody,
Yep.
it was great. But now it's, times change.
It's time.
Times change. And forgive yourself. I had to forgive myself that my barn got to be so messy. I mean, we've had hay on the floor because for some reason or other, we've had somebody needing to be in there, and we finally got our brooder house going up so that no longer do we have to put our chickens that are sitting away from, because you don't leave your chickens as the little chicks hatch, because a big one could hurt them. And so, they needed to be sequestered. So I have to forgive myself that I let my barn get messy like that. But it feels so good to be moving forward. We did all those classes on clutter. I didn't even mention the barn.
Yeah, but now you can. And that's the thing. There's stages in everything.
Yes.
But so we can go full circle. Have empathy for yourself.
Yes. Give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
And, like one of the things that I say so often is celebrate the things that you are and forgive yourself for the things that you're not.
Yes.
Celebrate those things. Because so many of us, we just think that if we beat ourselves up, if we do this, it's going to make us better. Well, it doesn't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It doesn't.
It hangs over your head and makes
hangs
less
over your head.
Productive.
Right. If it's something that you can do something about, absolutely take steps to do it. Like I have to tell you, I have learned more about chickens than I ever knew. And it's been great, because we can learn about other things. Absolutely. Now, am I going to go out and raise chickens? Not probably anytime soon. I don't think for one thing, I don't think I'm allowed to have chickens in my town. And within the confines, just outside of town, we have whole bunches of people that have chickens.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I hear the rooster from the corner. Oh yeah, I hear the rooster, and it's like.
But do you enjoy the rooster crowing or not?
I don't mind the rooster crowing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to be closer because he just. Okay, I'm going to tell on myself. I always thought roosters only crow at dawn.
Oh. Mm-mm.
Until a friend of mine, we went and they had chickens and a rooster. And I went, Susan, doesn't that rooster shut up? She said, no, roosters crow all the time. I said, seriously? I thought how naive, city girl. I thought roosters only crowed at dawn in the morning.
But some do.
And
okay.
some
they will crow to wake everybody up, to wake the chickens up, but they also crow for danger. Right. So if there's a dog around or a lot of birds, they'll crow. Okay. They have different sounds. Their crows are different. And I mean, I didn't know, we had chickens when we lived in town, and I didn't know any of this stuff, but they have a language, and after you're around them, you start understanding their language. And some of the different sounds they make mean different things. Like some may mean there's a hawk up there, take refuge. Right. And you'll see all of the hens run flat out to get under something. Right. Because there's a predatory bird flying around. See, But
and you don't think about things. I remember one time I was going to Bible study, and there was a pond by the church that we had, and all the Canadian geese were there. Mm-hmm. Well, who knew that Canadian geese, they take off all at the same time. they start their honking, mm-hmm. and then all of a sudden because that's the signal, let's go, and they all take off at the same time. Mm-hmm. Oh, brother, I was right beside the pond. I was like this.
Well, and they honk the whole time they're flying.
And they're flying.
We're in a flight pattern, and we live on a lake.
Me
Yeah,
too.
they come here. But what they do is that the
Correct.
airborne honking is them encouraging the one in front.
Yeah.
And if you've never, there's a term that we have in ministry that we used to use when we traveled a lot, of the little birdie out front gets his beak bent. And I
Right.
had a little meme of the bird that had run into a pole. But the thing is, if you'll watch the Canadian geese, and y'all may not want to hear this, but you're going to, the one in front will be out front for a while, and then it'll drop back and somebody else will take his place.
Yeah.
And that one will drop back and somebody else will take it. But it's just like, because of, like on an airplane, they have that real
That
pointy
nose.
little thing, because the whole nose of the airplane is too blunt. If you have a motorhome, driving those Class A motorhomes that are flat on the front
Mhm.
is much more difficult than driving the ones that are angled.
Right.
And if you'll notice, a lot of trucks will do that, and they'll even have the windshield thing on the
Yeah, the
top,
spoilers,
that it's
spoiler type thing.
blowing the air. But that little birdie, he gets tired so quickly because he's breaking the wind for that whole flock. And so they're honking, going, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And you need to get you a group of birdies to honk for you.
Yes.
You need people to say, you can do it. Barbara and I are in 2 or 3 groups of people going, this is how you do it. You can do it. You can succeed. And then somebody else will take the lead for a while, and you just kind of rest and fly and stuff, because they fly miles and miles.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
anyway.
the Canadian geese, they go from Canada down to Florida in some cases.
Well, in Mexico, they go all the
Down
way
to
down, and the cranes do too, and ducks. But if they'll fly over, and my husband is so good, he can tell you what kind of geese are flying over, whether it's a greater or a lesser, and all these kind of things. But he grew up hunting and fishing out here in the prairie, and so he could really do it. But anyway, well, we have truly bunny trail today, but I've had a blast.
This is, and this is what this show is all about.
Yeah.
Because we can talk about life things, have empathy for yourself, but you know what? We can talk about life. And so if you've enjoyed this show, share it out to people. Send us a comment. What is a life lesson that you have learned from a bird, or from a turtle, or from whatever?
Yes.
Tell us.
Or from a plant,
or a plant. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like just for Mother's Day, my son gave me a bonsai. I am learning about what to do with a bonsai. In fact, I have to go down and water it. I have to water it every day.
Every day?
Every day for in the spring. You need to water a bonsai every day. So I've got my spray bottle down there, and it's outside. And so now I'm going to go down. So in fact, thank you for reminding me. I got to go down right now and water my bonsai. And it's like, it has been so fun. Find something, and it can be something little. It doesn't have to be something big.
Yes.
But find something that lights your, we're back right at the beginning. Find something that lights your soul.
Yes. And also, just a shameless plug, be sure to come on Thursdays, because we have wonderful people that we interview, and it is so much fun to interview them and be with them and such. So I'm going to say goodbye, and
bye, everybody. Have an awesome week.
Yes. Find something that, and make sure that you forgive yourself, but find something fun to do today.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.